Take the stick, Mike? No? That's you. No, we got one, Boom. We got Boom.
Fletch, can you grab him?
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. Oh, cool. Thanks, my friend.
Everybody ready? Everybody good?
Zion, just what was your first practice like in the NBA? I mean, this is obviously a pretty big moment, I would think, for you.
Yes, it is a big moment. My first official practice. We got after it today, put in some new stuff, and it's an experience. Like, I never thought I'd be here, so for it to be my first official practice, it's exciting.
What were some of the main things Alvin wanted to focus on today?
Run. He wants us to be a fast-paced team, and we get the rebound pushing.
How is it different than what you imagined your first practice in the NBA would be like?
I'm gonna say it's not that bad compared to college, because I feel like Coach K ran an NBA style practice as well, so it was very similar. So the adjustment was pretty easy.
What's the best piece of advice Coach K gave you about this transition to being a pro?
The game is so simple, it's easy, so don't overthink things.
Do you have a tendency to overthink things left to your own devices?
Of course, I think a lot of players have it because you don't want to mess up, especially me. Like, I'm a rookie, I don't want to be the reason the whole team has to stop to do something, so I do overthink things sometimes.
When you see the kind of athleticism and obviously youth on this roster, how excited are you about the defensive potential that you guys have to be?
I'm very excited about it. I feel like the best defensive teams are usually deep in the playoffs, so I mean that's our goal, to be deep in the playoffs. So we're working on defense.
Obviously, you always talk about how you got a lot of room to grow. You're still a rookie and stuff like that. But are there areas where you can kind of see that, okay, I can immediately contribute in this area, or this is something I can do to help the team, from day one?
Man, that's a complicated answer. Only because I don't know where I'm gonna be at with certain groups. Like some groups I'll be playing the 3, other groups I'll be playing the 4. So I think it's just a matter of the lineup we have on the court and where Coach Gentry wants me to play.
Which do you think will be the easiest transition for you, Zion? Defending NBA players or scoring on that side of the ball?
Gosh, I think it's the tie, to be honest, because they're all very athletic, and everybody was their best player on their prospective college team. So you got a lot of talent on the floor, so the competition is a lot better.
So was it like Christmas Eve last night for you? Were you a little nervous, couldn't go to bed, knowing your first practice with your full team here was this morning?
It was like Christmas Eve, but it was a Christmas Eve where you got to get some rest, because it's a different environment. Like I said, the talent out here is crazy, so you got to be well rested each day for the next day.
As far as your conditioning, you talked about running. Do you feel like you're in maybe the best shape of your life right now?
I wouldn't necessarily best shape of my life, because there's always room for improvement, and I feel like I'll be able to answer that question after 82 games.
It seems like a lot of both Coach and David Griffin don't want you to take on too big a burden right from the beginning. Do you appreciate, do you want them to kind of lower the expectation level for you coming in?
I'm never going to really ask for anything, but I really do appreciate everything they're doing. I know that they have my back and my best interest. So only thing I can really say about that is that I'm grateful to be in this situation where the organization cares about me.
Zion, how long has it been a part of your routine? Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't lift many weights, kind of like LeBron, and kind of work on liability, I guess, if you would call it that. How long has that kind of been a part of your regimen?
It's been a part of my regimen since, I'm going to say, junior year of high school.
I guess, can you tell me what the effects are? Like when you do work out, it becomes tougher to manage weight, I guess?
Yeah, if I lift weights, I gain muscle fast, so my weight will increase. So I have to lift weights, but for reps, not the amount.
We were not at practice today. We get to see. Was there a cool moment, something that happened that you were like, man, that was pretty dope? Was there anything that happened that you could kind of rehash for us?
I'm not sure. 'Cause for me, all the moments are cool just because it's my first practice. But I feel like maybe I'll be able to answer that question tomorrow or another day.
You talked about Alvin focusing on the pace. Have you experienced anything like the pace he wants this team to play with, how fast he wants y'all to go?
Yeah, a little bit. When we were at Duke, gosh, got hit. At Duke, Coach K wanted us to push the ball in transition because we were all lethal. So the pace is not, it's a little similar, but obviously the NBA is much faster.
No windmill dunk today, none of that? You didn't break any of that on the first day?
It's the first practice. I'm not trying to mess up. I'm not there yet. Maybe in my second year or something, but now I'm just trying to learn the system and be the best player I can be.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
No problem.
Take a half step forward.
I just do what I'm told. I just do what I'm told.
Gotta give the step back.
I think most people want to know just how did Zion look? What was it like to see him in his first practice, and was it about what you were expecting?
I think a lot of people look good. Yeah, I mean, it was a good practice. He was fine. He was fine, but and he's going to be fine. You guys can ask him 100 questions, but he's going to be fine. He's a hardworking kid that wants to be a great player and works at it, and had a really good practice today, and he'll continue to do that. So. But I thought overall we had a really good practice. The energy level was high. We got, like I said, we got really good leadership, and Drew and those guys set the tone. And when they set the tone, all the young guys are going to follow suit. So really energetic practice. I thought they did a good job. We got some things done defensively and some things done offensively, and obviously it's we're still a world away. We've got 20 players in camp. 15 of them are new players that weren't here last year. We only have 5 guys left over if you think about it. So there's a lot of things that we've got to get done and get in. But I thought today was a good day.
How does Zion fit your particular system?
Well, number one, he's very athletic. He can rebound the ball and push it on the break. He can run a wing. He can run and be a post-up player. So, he's a versatile. He's a really versatile player. We almost play positionless basketball, so it's not like he's a power forward or a small forward or a guard. He's just a basketball player, and I think he fits into the scheme of things of what we're trying to do perfect in that respect because of all the things he can do.
So much is going to be expected of him right away this rookie year because of who he is. How will you guys try to manage all those expectations?
We've talked about that, and we have to control it from our end, and what you guys decide to write or talk about, you know, it's going to be on you guys. But we feel good about where he is. We feel good about where he will be. Like I said before, and I said yesterday, we don't have the expectations of him coming in here, putting on a cape, and then all of a sudden saving our franchise. We want him to be a part of what we talked about yesterday, and that's sustainable winning. I think he'll be a part of that for sure, where we're able to put our franchise in a position to be consistent winners and know that every year that we can be a playoff team and put ourselves in a position to eventually try to take it to the next level.
Knowing him, though, do you think he's the type of kid that thinks he needs to put on the cape and be the savior of the franchise?
Well, I think what he's going to do is play extremely hard and try to be the best player that he can, and that's all we would ask of any player that we have. So we don't have these, like I said, these expectations of, all of a sudden, we're going to win, 74 games, and have it that way. But, to me, the most important thing for us is that we have to try to get better every day, and that's what we talked about today. When we come tomorrow, we got to be better than we were today. And to me, that's the theme that we've got to kind of stick through the whole year. We're never going to get too high. We're never going to get too low. We have to try to find that state of equilibrium that we can stay in, where we're never going to be down and we're never going to be that up. And so I think that's the most important thing. We got a lot of young players, a lot of new players. There's a lot of things that we have to try to get done, and it can only get done through time. It's not anything that can be rushed or anything like that. So we'll continue to work. We got great practice habits. We got guys that have practiced hard wherever they've been and whatever level they was on. So to me, that's an important step as far as establishing consistency.
How much does it help that the roster is built with a lot of guys who can play multiple positions? So you can play Zion at the 3 if you need to. You can play him at the 4. You can play him down wherever.
I think it's important in any situation where if you're coaching a team or you have a team, that you can use guys in a lot of different ways. I do think that that's going to be one of the strengths of our team, that we have guys that can do certain things. But even more so important to that, I think we got guys that are willing passers, and we got guys that'll make sacrifices for teammates and stuff. So I think that's going to be really important for us, and I think that's going to be something that is going to be a real positive for us.
I know the focus has been minutes and having such a deep roster. Do you have a timetable, be it practices or preseason, as to when you want to sort that out, or do you feel like it'll happen kind of organically?
I think it will happen organically. I don't know if you can go, this guy's going to play 10 minutes, this guy's going to play 7 minutes, this guy's going to play 28 minutes. I just think that over the course of the preseason, we'll try to figure out some of it out, but it's going to be something that at the end of the day is a positive, really, to have that many guys and try to figure out who's going to play and how many minutes they'll play. We've got a deep roster, and I think when you have a deep roster, these are the kind of things that, as coaches, we have to work out.
I know that the focus has been not putting too much on Zion's shoulders, but are there areas where you kind of see him being able to make an immediate impact on this roster just with some of the skills he's bringing right now?
Oh, yeah. I think so. The guy did things in college that no one else has done, so some of that translates to the NBA, and we'll just have to try to utilize it as best we can. But what we're not going to do is put all of this pressure on him and think that, like I said, he's fine. He's in a really good place mentally. We had a great talk today. So to me, it's all the outside. It's not anything coming from here. So as I said, you guys are going to write and say whatever you want, and we're going to stay right on program of what we're trying to do.
It was a nearly 3-hour practice. Obviously, we didn't get to see 1 second of it. Is there a moment today from Zion they were like, all right, that was pretty nice, some kind of window you can give us than anything you did today?
No, I think there's always moments where you can see that, but I also said that about Drew Holiday today, and I said that about Nikhil, and I said that about Josh Gray, and there's a lot of guys that had those aha moments today. I think what we're trying to do is establish consistency, and I think with Zion, he'll get to that point. Like I said, he's a really, really good basketball player, but he's probably a better person than he is that. And that's, to me, that's going to be the thing that's going to be the most important and the thing that will get him over the hump anyway.
You got to see him at Summer League, so I guess how big of a difference has it been between where he was then and where he is now after you guys got to get him in the gym, get him, where he needs to be right now? How big of a difference has it been?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be different because it's a different level of basketball, and obviously the training staff everyone has tried to prep him for that situation. So it's a step-by-step thing, though. He's not going to go from here to here. It's going to be it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So I think we've got to understand that with him. I think he's got a good feeling for that, and he understands that. So we'll just let it take its course. We're not trying to skip any other parts in there or jump any other stairs in there. We're just going to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make him the best basketball player, and whatever that is, that's what it'll be.
Thank you, Coach.
I know.
I'm not tripping. Not for real. We could have made like a thing out of it.
Hey, Drew, a 3-hour practice, we didn't get to see 1 second of it. Could you just, could you give me, I mean, we don't get to see anything. So like the Saints, we get to see like 3 weeks of practice. We didn't get to see a second of it. Could you give us a window of something that happened, something that was cool today to kind of give us an idea how this practice went?
I guess I can. Everybody did well. Everybody played hard, paid attention, which I feel like is the biggest part. Saw it with so many new pieces, just being locked in from film all the way into the court. Even though it was a couple hours or something like that, I think we did a good job today.
Zion said he wasn't breaking out windmill dunks until like year 2 of practice. There, he said he didn't want to do anything as a rookie.
I think he was trying to figure out just how this first practice is going to be.
Coach says he doesn't want Zion to put on a cape and save the franchise. But do you think, given what Zion represents to so many people, do you think that he'll try to put on that cape? Will that be a tendency of his?
It might be. I think it's just I think it's a little bit of everybody, right? Everybody has to do their part. Maybe he might have the biggest part. Who knows? We don't know that yet. But I mean, we'll see. I feel like it's a team effort. It's not just one person.
But what can you do as a veteran to try to take any pressure of expectation off of this young kid's shoulder?
Talk to him, really. This is the first year of a league and a Western Conference that's pretty stacked. So, yeah, your expectations have to be high, but you also have to be realistic. Going through a rookie season with so much pressure and things like that. So, yeah, just talk to him.
With so many new faces, so many young guys on this roster, was this day one of training camp kind of different than some of the other day ones you've experienced in the past?
Yeah, I feel like it was more like deer in the headlights. People were like, not that any other year nobody wants to like lock in and try to prepare for the season, but I think it was just a new step, and it was kind of new going from college to this kind of setting. So I think everybody, like I said, it was intense. Everybody was focused and locked in.
So many new pieces. How did it adjust to the pace? I mean, you're used to it at this point of the idea of pushing it every possession. You feel like that's crept in already, or is that going to take a week or two of training camp too?
I think it's crept in, especially the 2 weeks before, and then the young guys going to summer league. I'm pretty sure they preached that we was just going to run, and that's pretty much what we did today. Everything was paced. First thing and the last thing Gentry said in film was we want to be the fastest team in the league. He even said that out here today. So I think just preaching it and instilling it in everything that we do is going to be big.
I think the first time I chatted with Zion, and probably other people get the same impression, but he's not like other 19-year-olds, even from a personality standpoint and maturity. Did you feel that same way one of the first conversations you had with them? And how does that you feel like help him gel with guys that are in their mid-30s?
Man,
quickly?
to me, I still feel like he's a little kid. Anybody who's 19 is still a little kid. You see, I mean, it's just crazy to me. He's like the strongest little kid that I've ever seen in my life. But I mean, just talking to him, basketball-wise, he has a great knowledge of the game. Obviously, being able to play, to know his game, to know spacing, to come out here so young and already know that is pretty impressive.
Off the court, though, from a mental standpoint,
He just seems like a kid, man. Like, I mean, like a normal person, for real. Like, likes to have fun, tells jokes, or tries to tell jokes. It's funny, like when he's not trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just his personality. I feel like it attracts other people to him, to where you kind of want to gravitate and be around him.
He says he tends to overthink sometimes. Have you noticed him maybe thinking too much, and is there anything that can be done to help him get through that kind of thing?
Nah, today I think he did well. I don't think he overthought anything. He asked questions, which that's not overthinking. Always ask questions, and he doesn't want to be wrong, and that's a great thing, especially defensively. Asking questions, seeing where he's supposed to be, and worrying about the scheme. So, again, he did a great job today.
He doesn't want to mess up J.J. Redick's 13 straight years of being in the playoffs. Do you think he should calm down about worrying about that?
He probably shouldn't worry about that now, maybe a little bit later, but that's a Duke thing. They gotta fight that out.
And we always ask the big picture questions about Zion, but just now when he's on the court and you get to see him, I guess, what do you kind of see in saying, okay, he can help us here immediately, or he'll be able to step in immediately and fill these kind of holes?
I mean, a lot of things. Rebounding, sliding to the basket, getting to the free throw line. I know last year that was something that we put an emphasis on, which is the same thing this year. But honestly, man, like, it's either he's gonna go through you or you're gonna foul him. And most of the time, he's probably gonna get fouled because he's agile. He can really move for how big he is. So again, he brings that to the table, which is huge. And again, IQ. I think for somebody so young coming in, playing against vets, also playing a position where you got some pretty good players at the position. I feel like he's a little bit ahead of his time.
You mentioned playing the 3 a little bit. You mentioned playing the 4. Alvin talked about this whole positionless basketball. Do you think this roster is kind of better equipped to kind of guys to kind of play multiple guys spots and move around?
Me, Lonzo, B.I., Frank, Young Vela, Zion. We haven't had like Jalil and Jackson can both move their feet. So it makes it fun to play. Again, I like the challenge of playing against guys that might be stronger or taller than me. And you have competitors out here that do the same thing if they're 7 feet playing against a guard. So.
The coaches started breaking a lot in the units that might be starters.
They said this person, name 5. Well, actually, no, not 5 people. They name like 7 people on the blue team. Everybody else on the white team.
And what you said, young Dylan? What's that name you said? When you were naming off people? Young Zion. Oh, you said young Zion. That move with the gum in the pocket.
You're supposed to speak in front of people with the gum in the pocket. I also watched one when I forgot to do it, and the whole time I was like,
yeah, we don't want that.
if you were to watch that video without audio, you'd be like, that guy is an asshole. You know what I mean?
Right.
Look at the body language on that guy.
So how many windmill dunks did we miss today from Zion as he tried to, show out on his first NBA practice?
No windmill dunks. He did I think have a couple dunks, but I think he looked solid. It was a spirited practice and an energetic practice from everybody, and a lot of it was focused on defense. So offensively there wasn't a ton of showing out because there was a lot of defensive drills, but I thought it was a great practice.
What can he add as advertised as you expected when you signed here?
Yeah. We're gonna push the pace. We got up and down today. We were able to do quite a bit of 5-on-5 and live action stuff, full court and half court, so the pace was great.
When there are so many young guys like there are on this roster, what's day one of training camp kind of look like compared to some of the other day ones you've been a part of?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just young guys. It's I think 15 new guys. We get 20 guys in camp, and I think 5 guys back from last year. I'm one of the new guys, so we're we're sort of building slowly. You know, I've been on teams where you come out, you know, day one of camp and you're running plays from the previous season like clockwork. And on other teams, you have to build a little slower. So you know, we'll just take it as it comes during the preseason.
Zion mentioned he was playing the 3 a little bit. He was playing the 4. With everybody kind of moving into positionless basketball, the way this roster is set up, how does it help to have so many guys that can kind of
Yeah, we're a deep team. We have a bunch of versatile players, and I think, you know, as deep as we are, it presents some lineup opportunities for us to play with Zion at the 5 or the 4. We could surround him with shooting. We could go with a great defensive lineup. Like we have a lot of options.
Coach says he doesn't want Zion to think he has to be the savior and put on a cape. How much of a concern do you think that is, that he'll think that he does have to do all that?
I haven't gotten the sense yet that he does feel that way. You know, again, I said this yesterday, but it's on all of us, his teammates, coaches, front office, to just help him along the way. You know, he's going to be a star in this league. And we're very fortunate that we had this opportunity to help him.
I saw that you were working with Teresa Witherspoon, but the Pelicans just added her, just kind of, she seemed like she had a bundle of energy over there.
She did. She did. Yeah, I noticed that too. I'm 35. I've been here since fucking 8:45 in the morning. Ready to get in the cold tub.
When you think about the fact that Zion is not 35 but 19, what goes through your mind thinking about how young this kid is?
Oh man, it's crazy. You know, he was drafted, or he was born rather, in 2000. You know, and that's sort of mind blowing. You know, it's hard to fathom. For me personally, it's hard to fathom like how long I've been playing basketball and what I was doing in 2000. I mean, it's crazy.
And Drew mentioned there are a few moments today where maybe guys had like deer in the headlights or maybe hesitating a little too much just because it's first day trying to figure out where they fit in. So are those moments where you feel like you got to step in and say something to them, or it's just kind of they'll get over it after a while, or do you feel like there's a moment where you need to step in?
Everybody on day one of camp has got that nervous energy and is probably playing a little too fast. You know, things tend to slow down by day 3 or 4 of camp. And again, look, this wasn't like a free-flowing form of pickup basketball. You know, we did a lot of defensive drills today and really focused on that. So I think between that and just being day one of camp and nervous energy, it's a byproduct of maybe guys going too fast. But in terms of, I mean, I'll pick and choose my spots, for sure, to help guys.
JJ is 2000. Hey man, what's going on? What's up, JJ?
I didn't know you came to start us out.
For you, I would.
Yeah, you just following me, I guess. Okay, all right.
Where were you in 2000? What were you doing? High school?
Yeah, Y2K, man. Y2K. I know I was, let's see, I was a junior? No, sophomore. I finished my sophomore year of high school in 2000, yeah. And then I was playing AAU basketball, and I committed to Duke in the fall of 2000. So, yeah, it was 19 years ago. It was a long time.
Thank you, JJ.
Thank you.